Cardigan Bay, or Cardi, as he was affectionately known to adoring fans in 4 countries in the early 1960s, was literally a horse in a million. He accomplished many honours and records during his long and distinguished career, including one record which can never be taken from him. He was the world's first $1 million standardbred. The Cardigan Bay saga will leave no doubt as to the great ability and raw courage of this plain-looking bay gelding who captured the imagination of the entire harness racing world. Born on the 6th of November 1956 in Southland, New Zealand, Cardigan Bay was bred by the late Sandy and Davy Todd and was one of the first crop of imported American sire Hell Triax from Colwyn Bay, a mare who traced to strong thoroughbred lines. Cardigan Bay was bought for £2,500 by Auckland billiards and snooker hall proprietor Merv Dean for his wife Audrey. Placed in the stables of top horseman Peter Wolfenden, their deeds and emotional bond became legendary.
If you could make a recipe of a horse with stamina, speed, tractability, determination, everything, that was what would come out would be Cardigan Bay.
What was he like to drive?
Oh, brilliant. Yes, terrific.
Cardigan Bay won his first 7 starts for Wolfenden, including the 1961 New Zealand Free-for-All at Addington and the 2-mile Auckland Cup. His victory in the 1961 New Zealand Free-for-All was certainly memorable. The race, which had been delayed 40 minutes, was run at the height of a spectacular fire that completely gutted the main public grandstand. After Cardigan Bay equalled the New Zealand record for successive wins of 10 set by Warboy some 30 years earlier, he was set to challenge Australia's best pacers in the 1962 Inter-Dominion Series at Gloucester Park. Handicapped on 12 yards, Cardigan Bay brilliantly won his first 2 heats and was due to clash with Sydney pacer James Scott, the 24-yard backmarker, who was also unbeaten in 2 heats in the final round of heats. Fate prevented that epic clash, however. Cardigan Bay suffered a training mishap and was immediately scratched from the series. In fact, it was thought he may not ever race again. Considered to be washed up in February 1962, Cardigan Bay made a miraculous recovery and went back into work. Incredibly, by September 1962, Cardigan Bay was back on the track. To the surprise of those who had seen his plight in Perth, newspapers were soon carrying descriptions of the Wonder Horse's New Zealand victories. Just 6 months after the Perth accident, Cardigan Bay won first up from 36 yards at Alexandra Park. He added another 6 wins before another foray against the Aussies was planned in 1963. At his first start on that Australian campaign, Cardigan Bay came off 24 yards to win the Summer Cup at Harold Park.
They straighten a run down to the winning post where they'll have 2 circuits of the course to go, and the leader is still Eden Monaro from Wickerwack showing up on the outside. In on the rails is Woodland Prince. Sealy Wide is next there, followed by Mary Mavis with Cardigan Bay on the outside of Mary Mavis. The next one is Diamond Hanover with Lose Hope on the outside of Diamond Hanover. They're followed by Maestro's Melody. Wickerwack ran right off the track there in the centre of the field and has dropped back to last. However, the leader, Chief Vitesse, is on the outside of Maestro's Melody, about 4th last. El Tegra is next, then Last Command, and Wickerwack has been pulled up along the back straight, and Sealy has gone to the lead from Eden Monaro. Cardigan Bay moving forward up on the outside, and Eden Monaro is close up in 2nd place. They're followed then by Lose Hope making ground wide, then Diamond Hanover being urged forward, Woodland Prince losing ground on the rails, then Mary Mavis. Chief Vitesse wide has to make up a lot of ground. Maestro's Melody is on the rails. On the outside of him is Last Command, and Wickerwack is pulled up. El Tegra is turning into the straight now, 2nd last. In the straight now and running to the winning post and the bell. And Sealy is holding Cardigan Bay at the moment with Lose Hope moving up 3 wide, covering a fair amount of extra ground. Eden Monaro is on the rails, then Diamond Hanover, Woodland Prince, Chief Vitesse wide, then Mary Mavis, and they're followed by Last Command and Maestro's Melody. El Tegra is out of it, and Wickerwack has been pulled up. 2 furlongs out in the back straight, and Sealy is still holding Cardigan Bay. Cardigan Bay's driver calls for his effort now, and he's moving fast and quickly on the outside. The driver of Cardigan Bay has gone for the whip and shot that horse clear of Sealy, who's now under the whip. Then Lose Hope. Chief Tess is finishing determinedly under the whip, and then Eden Monaro. Cardigan Bay from Sealy under the whip, Lose Hope and Chief Tess. But Cardigan Bay's too good for them in the straight. He's clearing away from the opposition, and it's all over. Cardigan Bay runs home about 4 lengths in front of Sealy, who just lasted to beat Mary Mavis, who finished fast to perhaps get 3rd place ahead of Chief Test, then Lose Hope, Eden Monaro, last command.
With that win under his belt, Wolfenden and Cardigan Bay ventured to Adelaide and Wayville, affectionately known as the Circle of Death for the Inter-Dominion. The back marker on 24 yards, Cardigan Bay won his first 2 heats, but Wolfenden was tipped out of the sulky in the 3rd heat after being involved in a scrimmage in the first lap. As Cardi crashed heavily to the ground on his injured hip, another wasted Inter-Dominion campaign loomed ominously. Fortunately, he came through that ordeal virtually unscathed, suffering cuts only to the stifle and elbow on his near foreleg. Luck was again with Wolfenden and Cardigan Bay in the grand final on the 21st of February, when a pile-up racing off the back straight the last time wiped out half the field. Idle Raider, the main danger to Cardigan Bay, appeared to falter and lost ground, then tangled in his gear and crashed to the track, throwing the field into confusion.
Look at Idle Raider go around the outside. Up towards the stand now, or rather the home turn for the second time, and the leader is still Waitaki Hanover, but going to be taken on now by Idle Raider over on the outside, 3 deep, but making a tremendous impression. Being followed forward by Cardigan Bay, also 3 wide. On the inside of Idle Raider is Binoro on the rails, and also Smoky Eric there, being followed in by Young Judy Ayres Idle. Just behind them, Sealy, then Kiwi Dillon on the outside. Behind them, Dusty Miller being followed by Columbus, and last of all is Loose Hope. Down the back stretch now, and the leader is still Waitaki Hanover. Here's Cardigan Bay going to put in his claim on the outside now, but Idle Raider is going forward too. Not much between the 3 leaders as they go up towards the concrete stone. Well, Cardigan Bay got into a little bit of trouble there and dropped back, but around the home turn now with little more than 2 laps of trouble, and the leader is still Waitaki Hanover from Idle Raider on the outside. Being followed forward by Cardigan Bay on the outside of Binaro. About 2 lengths away down to Smoky Eric, Young Judy on the fence. Then comes Ayres Idle, followed by Sealy, Kiwi Dillon, Dusty Miller, then Lose Hope, and last of all Columbus. Towards the back stretch now, about a lap and 3/4 to trouble, and Waitaki Hanover still the leader from Idle Raider on the outside. Cardigan Bay only a little more than a length back in 3rd position on the outside of Binaro. A length and a quarter away then would be Young Judy on the rails, with Smoky Eric on the outside. They're being followed in by Sealy, one over on the outside of Sealy as Ayres Idle. Around the home turn now, they come into the straight for the bell, and the leader is still Waitaki Hanover from Idle Raider, being driven confidently by Ryan on the outside. Just behind them, Binaro, they're being followed by Cardigan Bay. Here's Ayres Idle on the outside, being followed forward by Young Judy on the rails, and Smoky Eric. Towards the back stretch for the last time, and Waitaki Hanover still the leader from Idle Raider by about a length, being followed by Cardigan Bay, now making another drive on the outside. Nearest of the others, Binaro on the rails, going up towards the home turn, and Waitaki Hanover still the leader. Cardigan Bay putting in his claim on the outside now. In the centre, dropping back a little now. Oh, Idle Raider came down there and interfered with several runners. Carts going in all directions, but around the home turn. And Cardigan Bay the leader from Waitaki Hanover on the inside, and Cardigan Bay won the money. Cardigan Bay has won the money from Dusty Miller, who flew home on the outside. Waitaki Hanover 3rd, followed then by Binaro. Next over the line then was Columbus, followed by Lose Hope, and then came a rather an unusual sight, Bill Shin on Sealy's cart. 2 drivers in the 1 cart.
Left in the care of Bill Wilkins when Wolfenden returned home to Auckland, Cardigan Bay came off 36 yards to win the Lady Brooks Cup at the Melbourne Showgrounds. He then posted 4 wins and a second from 5 starts at Harold Park, including this one from 36 yards on the 11th of April.
They're about to straighten the run down to the winning post. The bell lap coming up, and first into the straight, Waitaki Hanover from Mary Mavis. In behind the medium blue, El Tegra on the outside, then Jack's Flight. The next one, Diamond Hanover. Lose Hope, Cardigan Bay moving forward, trailing Diamond Hanover, then Sealy and Yonkers as last. At the winning post, and the bell, and down to the 3 furlong turn. Waitaki Hanover is still the leader from Mary Mavis. The next one, Medium Blue, there followed then by Ultegra. The next one is Diamond Hanover. Cardigan Bay moving fast around the outside. Jack's Flight, then Loose Hope and Seeley finishing on. Waitaki Hanover is a good leader up along the back straight from Mary Mavis. And now hard driven under the whip. Cardigan Bay is finishing with a fast run round the outside. Medium Blue, then Ultegra and Jack's Flight. Waitaki Hanover being urged along in front, but this great champion Cardigan Bay has moved up effortlessly on the outside. Both the leaders under the whip now. Waitaki Hanover on the inside, Cardigan Bay on the outside, then Mary Mavis, Medium Blue, and Jack's Flight. In the straight, and Cardigan Bay is shot well clear. And in the run home, it's a great horse, this, one of the greatest paces this country has ever seen. Cardigan Bay comes down to the line, a great win. Mary Mavis second, close for the placings. Medium Blue or Jack's Flight, then Waitaki Hanover.
Cardi's only defeat in 6 starts at Harold Park that season was when he came from the back mark of 48 yards and was a gallant second to Waitaki Hanover in the Lord Mayor's Cup in April.
On the top turn, about to come back to the straight again, and Waitaki Hanover with his driver Kenley sitting back against him leads for Mary Mavis, then Medium Blue there, followed by Yonkers. Jack's Flight on the outside of Yonkers. Then adroit there's Woodland Prince, Loose Hope, and here's Cardigan Bay going fast around the outside of them. Seeley is next, and Chief Attessa setting out and got a trail behind Cardigan Bay. Both of them are wide. In the straight, running to the winning post. This is the bell. And here the leader is still Waitaki Hanover from Mary Mavis, then Medium Blue. Jack's Flight taken out and moving forward. Adroit going on the inside of Cardigan Bay, who moves up quickly after the bell on the 3 furlong turn. And Waitaki Hanover is still the leader from Jack's Flight. They're followed by Mary Mavis. Cardigan Bay has had to go right round them. In behind them then is Yonkers. They're followed by Medium Blue. Chief Attest setting out after them, and the others are a long way back with Seeley going around the outside. Waitaki Hanover is still going strongly in front of Jack's Flight. They're followed then by Mary Mavis. Cardigan Bay has had to make it under the whip now. Cardigan Bay is finishing well. Edgar Kenley is stooling the leader. Waitaki Hanover along. Cardigan Bay is hard at work. Driver's hard at work on him. Waitaki Hanover leads. From Cardigan Bay. I don't know whether he can win this. Waitaki Hanover leads well into the straight from Mary Mavis, and Cardigan Bay under the whip. But in the straight, Waitaki Hanover's coming away from Cardigan Bay. And now it's all over. Waitaki Hanover first. Cardigan Bay finished on again and ran second ahead of Mary Mavis, then Chief Attest.
Cardigan Bay had just one more season of racing in New Zealand during 1963-64, with 14 starts producing 10 wins, 1 second and 1 third. For good measure, at Cambridge on the 28th of September 1963, Cardigan Bay equalled the Australasian mile record of 1:57.6, established 4 years earlier by Caduceus. Cardigan Bay set the seal on his greatness when he overcame a demanding 54-yard handicap to beat Robin Dundee and Master Allen in the 1963 New Zealand Cup, running the 2 miles in 4 minutes 11.2.
Further back we've got a Riti, they've got a mile and 3/4 left to go, then 5 lengths to Cardigan Bay, and the length further back then we've got Dandy Briar. A long way back, Grouse is right out of the contest in the field. It raced an Indian file, and round the bend into the straight they come for the first time, and Vanderford is the leader. Now Vanderford is bowling along, is followed by the grey blueprint, followed by Sunchief, followed in by Arrow. Arrow is followed in by Master Al and the black, red and gold on the outside, then Robin and D with the white bridle on the inner. A length into King Hal, a length into Dr. Dan, a length to Riti, a length and a half into Cardigan Bay, then Dandy Briar on the inner. They've gone past the judges' box. They make their way to the Showgrounds bend. Now round the Showground bend they go for the first time, and Vanderford is still the leader. He bowls along in front, the youngest horse in the race, with a mile and 3 furlongs left to go. He calls the tune. By a length in from Blueprints, a length to Sunchief, a length into Arrow. These 4 an Indian file, and round into the back they go. They're followed then by Master Al on the outside and Robin Dundee on the inner. 3/4 of a length to King Hell, and King Hell is followed then with the mile and a quarter to go by Dandy Briar on the inside. Then we've got Dr. Dan on the outside. There's Dandy Briar, gets into the back of Robin Dundee. Sulky breaks up a wee bit, then Ariti, then Cardigan Bay, and they race down the back. They've got just over a mile and a furlong left to go. Now with a mile and a furlong left to go, and Vanderford is still the leader. Vanderford, he leads the New Zealand Trotting Cup field in 1963 round the far bend, and there's King Hell with the white bridle moving up on the outside of the leader, and they're followed by Master Al on the outside and Blueprints on the inner. A mile left to go. A length into Earl on the outside of Sunchief, followed by Robin Dundee on the inside, then Dr. Dan on the outer. Round the bend into the straight and 7.5 furlongs left to go. A length into Ariti, then we've got Cardigan Bay, the biggest stake winner in the field, next a length away on the outside. And on the inside of Cardigan Bay is Grouse and Dandy Briars at the rear. Now the field race along past the pack stands now, and they've got just over 6.25 furlongs left to go. And it's King Hell on the outside and Vanderfoot on the inner. These two, they bowl along in front. They're followed by Blueprints on the inside and Master L on the outside. Then Earl's next on the outside and Sunchief for the Shadowblind on the inner. They're the first six, and round the showground bend they go for the last time. Robin Dundee is next on the inside of Dr. Dan. They're followed by Grouse on the inside of Ariti. Then a link to Cardigan Bay. 5 furlongs left to go, and the link then to Dandy Briar. Now the field, it races into the back for the last time, and Vanderford is still the leader. It's Vanderford by half a length from King Hell. They're followed by Blueprints, and Blueprints is followed in by Ariti. Moving round on the outside, they go past the 4. Cardigan Bay is following Ariti. There's Sunchief and Blueprints. They go into a break on the inside, and they race along. They're just outside the 3 furlong mark, and Ariti is the leader. It's Ariti by a length from Cardigan Bay with 3 to go. They're followed by Vanderford on the inside, then King Hell on the outside. Master Allen 3 out on the outside of these two. They make their way round the far bend. Then Robin Dundee moving through on the inner. A length into Earl. They make their way past the 2, and Cardigan Bay is the leader. Cardigan Bay on the outside by half a length. Mariti being kept up to work on the inner. They're followed by Vanderford on the outside and Robin Dundee on the inner. And round the bend they come. They've got just over a furlong and a quarter to go. And Cardigan Bay is the leader. It's Cardigan Bay by 3/4 of a length from Robin Dundee in the middle of the Riti down on the inside, and Vanderford on the outside, but Cardigan Bay is hanging on. Robin Dundee is catching Master Allen also, but they race past the post, and Cardigan Bay is the winner. Cardigan Bay by a length from Robin Dundee, followed in by Master Allen. They're followed by Dr. Dan and Ariti.
At his final race appearance in New Zealand, Cardigan Bay shrugged off a 60-yard handicap to win the 2-mile Pizarro Memorial at Alexandra Park on the 18th of January 1964. The handicapping system in New Zealand and Australia was seriously threatening to get to the bottom of the best pacer produced in the Southern Hemisphere. It soon became obvious there was only one logical place for him, the United States of America. Before that, however, he had one more crack at Inter-Dominion glory, this time on the tricky 3-furlong Melbourne Showgrounds circuit. Cardigan Bay was a raging hot favourite for the final, even before the first heat had been run. It seemed only bad luck in running could stop him from joining Captain Sandy as the only horses to win 2 Inter-Dominion titles. He became a more pronounced favourite when he came off 36 yards to beat Minuteman and Assiduous in the first heat.
Now into the straight with just over a lap to go, and Cardigan Bay pulled out to make a run, but the leader still is Assiduous, leading from Little Maori, but Cardigan Bay is going straight up to them 3 wide, and they are followed then by Sparkling Palade and Minuteman. But they go round towards the back straight, and there's almost 3 in line. Assiduous on the outside of Assiduous is Little Maori, 3 wide is Cardigan Bay, and he's starting to gather them in. Just in behind them is Sparkling Palade, followed by Scotty around. Minuteman 3 wide, and then comes Tarkula. But they go towards the bottom turn, and with a furlong and a half to go, and Cardigan Bay shot to the front to lead from Assiduous. They are followed then by Minuteman, and as they come round the turn into the straight, and Cardigan Bay's driver's got a firm hold, and when they straighten up, Cardigan Bay leads from Little Maori. They are followed by Assiduous, and further out is Scotty and Minuteman. And Cardigan Bay is going to come along and win it. Minuteman, a great race to run second. Third would be Assiduous ahead.
An all-time record crowd of 45,788 crammed every vantage point of the showgrounds, but the race was virtually decided at Barrier Rise when brilliant Adelaide 4-year-old Minuteman jumped straight to the front and led throughout. 2 interested spectators at the Melbourne Carnival were Martin Tannenbaum, the head man of Yonkers Raceway in New York, who desperately wanted Cardigan Bay in America for his International Pace Series. The other was legendary American trainer-driver Stanley Dancer, who needed a good free-for-aller for competition in and around New York. Acting on behalf of a syndicate, Dancer offered $100,000 for the purchase of Cardigan Bay. He struck a deal. He also arranged to send Cardi back to Auckland after his racing days had finished in the US. Cardi raced 67 times in New Zealand and Australia for 43 wins. His combined earnings were the equivalent of just over $158,000 US. But he was about to start winning big money on the US circuit. On his arrival in the US, Cardigan Bay found that most of America's finest pacers were around to do battle with him, including Overtrick, Meadow Skipper, Country Don, Tarquinius, Adora's Dream, Rusty Range and Henry T. Adios. Later it was to be Brett Hanover, Adios Marches, Romeo Hanover and Adios Vic and others who could offer the competition. Cardigan Bay had 17 starts in his first American season for 7 wins and 8 placings, with a return of $160,750. Returning as a 9-year-old in April 1965, Cardigan Bay posted a win from 4 starts, but Dancer was not happy with him. Had his leg x-rayed, which revealed a broken splint bone, and 2 inches of bone were cut out of the leg. With his age now in double figures, Cardigan Bay added 10 wins to his credit in 1966, including the $100,000 International Pace and the $65,000 Pace of the Century at Yonkers Raceway, plus another 4 $50,000 events. Following his clean sweep of the International Series, Yonkers Raceway programmed the Pace of the Century on the 20th of May 1966, featuring a clash between Cardigan Bay and the brash 4-year-old rising star Brett Hanover. Brett Hanover had been twice voted US Horse of the Year, a Triple Crown winner at 3. He could also boast world records of 1:57 on a half-mile track and 1 minute 55 for 3-year-old paces on a mile track. He had established the longest winning sequence in modern harness racing, 35 consecutive races. Cardigan Bay went into the race with 9 consecutive wins and a US record of 39 starts for 27 wins. Brett Hanover could boast 47 wins in 3 seconds from 50 starts. The race drew the largest crowd of the Yonkers season. Brett Hanover was the 3-5 odds-on favourite, with Cardigan Bay at even money.
They're off. That's Sweet Luck in the center of the track. On the inside, Fire Sweep. Brett Hanover on the outside is 3rd. Cardigan Bay along the rail is 4th, and Adios Marches is 5th. They go around the lower turn with Sweet Luck leading by 2 lengths. Fire Sweep is 2nd. Cardigan Bay is now 3rd. Brett Hanover is 4th, and Adios Marches is 5th. They go along the back stretch, and that's Sweet Luck leading by a little more than a length. Fire Sweep is 2nd by 2.5 lengths. Cardigan Bay is 3rd. Brett Hanover is 4th, and Adios Marches is 5th. They go to the quarter in 28 3. Into the far turn, Sweet Luck is in front. Fire Sweep is 2nd by 2.5 lengths. Cardigan Bay is 3rd. Brett Hanover is 4th. Adios Marches is 5th. They come by the stands the first time. Sweet Luck on top. They go to the half in 59 2/5. Into the lower turn, Sweet Luck leading by a length. Fire Sweep is 2nd. Cardigan Bay is 3rd. Brett Hanover is 4th. And Adios Marches is 5th. They go around the lower turn. Sweet Luck is in front. Fire Sweep is 2nd. Cardigan Bay is 3rd. Brett Hanover is 4th. Adios Marches is 5th. They go down the backstretch for the last time, and Sweet Luck in front. Fire Sweep is 2nd. Cardigan Bay is 3rd. And moving up on the outside, Brett Hanover is 4th. They go the 3/4 in 1:30 4/5. Into the last turn, Sweet Luck is in front. Cardigan Bay coming up on the outside is 2nd by a neck. Along the inside, Fire Sweep is 3rd. Brett Hanover moving on the outside at 4th. Adios Marches is 5th. Here they are at the head of the stretch. It's Sweet Luck along the rail. A length behind Cardigan Bay. That's Brett Hanover. Cardigan Bay is in front. Brett Hanover is coming at him. Cardigan Bay holding him off. Cardigan Bay goes under the wire, the winner. Brett Hanover is 2nd. Adios Marches is 3rd.
After the race of the century, Cardi continued to race at the highest level in the US. As an 11-year-old, he was the first horse, harness or galloper, to break $1 million in prize money. After spending a period of time in quarantine in England, Cardigan Bay arrived back in New Zealand at Wellington on the 17th of January 1970. A tearful Audrey Dean was there on the dock to welcome her champion home.
Are you glad to have him back?
Oh, I certainly am, yes.
What do you think of his condition after the voyage?
Oh, well, I think he looks very well indeed. Yes, a little wobbly, of course.
Can you give us any idea what's going to happen now?
Well, he's going to Hutt Park on the 21st of February.
Paraded around the various tracks of New Zealand and cheered by thousands of doting fans, Cardigan Bay retired to the luxury of Sir Henry Kelleher's picturesque property near Auckland.
He spends a bit of time in his roost box. He's put in boxed every night, of course, and then he's turned out into a paddock, which he has for himself, as his own paddock. And I think he enjoys life very much. And he has been doing particularly well here on the island. Seems to be part of it. He's greatly admired, of course, by many, not only local people, but people from overseas who have seen him racing in various parts of the world. In fact, he's a wonderful horse.
Cardigan Bay died on the 4th of March 1988 at the age of 31, and the great horse is buried on course at Alexandra Park, Auckland, the scene of many of his great victories.